JakeCosplays.
Katrin, the Yule cat of Iceland. The idea of a Yule cat might seem appalling at first. A soft, cuddly little feline to warm on the chilly evening and perhaps curl up in front of a cozy fire, boring and content. Or maybe he brings presents to good children, like so many other fantastical beings out there. Fantastic. But oh no, definitely not. The Jólakötturinn of Iceland is terrifying, but for what might seem really mundane reason. First of all, it is no mere house cat. The Yule cat is enormous in size, lies in wait in the dark of exact revenge on hapless children. What is their crime? Their clothing. Yes, you see, an old folk custom in Iceland is that children who did all of their chores and would receive new clothes for Christmas. Now, most children these days cringe at the thought of Christmas clothing. Believe me, I used to be one of those. They dread receiving either socks and other underwear, or some horrible holiday sweater that they will be forced to wear at the next family gathering while shivering up in the embarrassment. But you won't be embarrassed if you wear the Gwenmas dress that's on the Crown Maid store and the ugly Gwenmas sweater, which I should definitely send to Harry, and I will. But for children living in the harsh and cold climate of Iceland, new winter clothing would have been most welcome, and they were expected to wear new clothing on Christmas night. Why? Because the Yule cat would come and check up on them, in quotes, check up on them. Yes, the gigantic feline would creep into every farm and village on Christmas night and peer into these windows to see what the children were wearing. If they had been good, they would be adorned in their fabulous new Christmas digs, or have them at hand to show off. But if the children had bad, and didn't have at least one new item of clothing, the cat would do two things. First, eat whatever dinner was made for them, but going hungry was the least of their worries. For next, it would drag the naughty children out of their homes and eat them as the main course, just like a mouse. Written legends of the Yule cat only date back to the 19th century, but the tradition is probably much older than that. The Norse goddess Freya, which is my patron, to ride in a chariot drawn by two cats. These cats are actually Norwegian longhairs, Norwegian mountain cats, and a number of other beings could shapeshift at will, so it's possible that belief in the monstrous cat originated in pagan times. But it might just as easily have been an invention to worn out parents who needed the children to pull their own weight around the house. In addition, it seems to have become a tradition so that those who were better off would be mindful of those who were not. The poor might need the charity of some new, or at least new to them, clothing to stave off the dreadful fate of being snapped up by the ravenous monster cat lurking in the shadow while outside their dwellings. If you could avoid getting eaten, you were probably going to have a good year.
Greetings, my friends. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon on new video releases. If you want to support elsewhere, purchase merch in the link provided on the video. What was that?